But by the time this interview is out, Winning Time is going to be out. So congratulations on that release. How has that been for you, like building up to it and having it out?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so excited. I think it's going to be so much fun. Like I can't wait to watch it just as a viewer,
Mm-hmm.
So the premiere party is tonight, the premiere screening, and so I get to see it for the first time. So that's going to be so fun. Yeah, definitely a lot to look forward to. It's been a long wait.
I mean, for anyone who hasn't gotten to see it once it comes out, could you tell them what it's about and what they can expect from it?
Definitely. It's the origin story of modern basketball as we know it. It's the story of a man who had no right believing in himself the way that he did, who acquires the Lakers in 1979 when the NBA was on the verge of bankruptcy. And it was kind of like do or die at that point. And he comes in and he just asserts himself in a way that no one is expecting. And he kind of like takes a gamble that pays off in the most extraordinary way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what do you hope that viewers take from it after watching it?
It's the biggest lesson for me, I think, because I did not grow up in a sports household, has been how like sports and arts are so similar.
Mm-hmm.
At the core, what they appeal to is something that we all want, which is to be dazzled, to believe that difficult things are possible, but the impossible is achievable, and that like hard work and grit can get you there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sports are just as romantic as arts, really, and that's been like the coolest discovery to me.
Yeah, no, it completely makes sense. But in the show, you play Paula Abdul. What was that like playing not only a character like that, but a real person?
um I I I have too much respect for Paula Abdul to ever try to imitate her. I think that that is a minefield and also just a lost cause, really. No one can ever be her. And so the best that I can do is fill myself up with the circumstances that her character is in the story, and find the overlaps within myself. So for example, she is a girl, a young girl who all she wants to do is perform. Like all she wants to do is dance. And she is searching and fighting and like finagling her way just to get people to let her do what she wants, just to get like people to give her permission to do the things she was born to do. And that is like, that's something I understand firsthand,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, were there challenges in bringing her to life? Because, like, I know other people have had challenges bringing real people to life and not wanting to offend them or go off the books. Like, how did you prepare for that?
Totally. I think the whole thing has to start from a place of respect
Mm-hmm.
and love, always. There's With that comes empathy, and with respect comes the research and like the diligence to do that person justice, like the diligence to be the best answer you can possibly be to adequately try to represent what this woman was like at the time. A fun like little technical thing that I had to deal with is a big journey for me has been my vocal journey.
Okay.
In speech, not even singing, like yes in singing obviously, just in talking to people, because I think especially as women, like we're raised to be, this is kind of a trigger word, but like docile and respectful and kind and like accommodating. And so my voice, I've worked really hard on getting it to be a little bit, to be lower, like in my natural register, which is like down here. I used to always talk up here just because it makes people like me more. It like seems less threatening. And in the audition process, the feedback that I kept getting was, you seem too East Coast, which I think just meant that my voice was too low.
Yeah.
Because I adjusted it. I did like, I like went a little higher for Paula, which actually is, I tried to get as close as possible to her voice in the interviews, like at the time. And her voice was a little bit higher. And so I had to like take that technical note of like kind of unlearning the thing that I had been working so hard on, and letting my voice reach a little bit higher to like embody the reality of that character. Like she's a high schooler in the late 70s, early 80s. You know, I'm dealing with this now. Can you imagine like what it was like for women at that time? You know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, did it teach you something, or did you learn something from this experience?
Definitely. At every step of the way. This is my first time being, you know, with having the privilege to embody an existing person. Is a really beautiful challenge.
Yeah, I mean, would you be up for that challenge again in the future?
Oh, of course.
Is there anyone that you would want to play?
I don't know that I would be right for this, but I've always worshipped Audrey Hepburn. And so if like, she's a person whose spirit I feel has a lot of overlap with my own. But really what I want most right now is just more of this. I feel like it was over so fast, and the story of Paula's character has so much room to grow. And I'm like just hoping that we get a chance to explore that in that character. Like we give that character a life, you know.
Yeah, maybe a spin-off series.
I mean, that would be the best thing ever. Can you imagine her? I mean, her story is deserving of its own platform, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what I have.
Yeah, but we'll manifest it. We'll see what happens.
I'm very here for that. Yeah.
But talking about your time on set, do you have a favorite memory from when you were filming?
I don't know if I'm allowed to share this. I'm going to share this anyway, and we'll see if I get in trouble. Because some of these basketball players are so tall, in order to make the cast look more even, gave some people just the biggest platform shoes I have ever seen in my entire life. I'm not kidding. I won't say his name, but like one of the A-list actors on the show has platform shoes that, I kid you not, are like 13 inches.
Stop it.
Yeah, you see these people like walking around with these like cinder block shoes. And it's the funniest thing. So you're just like watching people recline and like cross their legs, like these disco, you know, massive cinder blocks. It's just outrageous, honestly.
I mean, did you get a pair?
I did not. I was perfect the way I was. Paula is like notoriously tiny. So she did not need to be any taller.
Fair enough. I mean, you could have rocked those shoes, but anyway.
Get a pair for, you know, the premiere tonight.
Yeah, for sure. But if you could describe this like series in 3 words, what would they be?
The first word is dazzling. It's about, you know, it's based on a book called Showtime, and that was also what this era came to be known as. So dazzling, like pizzazz. That's the key, I think. I want to say like grit, perseverance, self-belief.
Okay.
Because it's the story of ordinary people who like had to fight for a chance to show people that they were right about themselves. And I think celebration is the last one.
Okay.
It's a total love story of like, you know, this game that brings people together, but also gives us hope. So
Yeah, I mean, it works. It describes it perfectly. But my last question for you, do you have any future projects that you can hint at or talk about?
right now, my whole life is just class and auditioning. That's like one of the craziest things about this career is that you you work so hard for a role and then it's over like that. Like you dip in and you dip out and it's life is normal again. So this is me like back to regular life. I just finished filming a short film called Glimpse that hopefully will be in the festival circuit in the coming months, directed by Brian Hartley. So that was a really, really fun experience. I've got another short film coming up with director Alex Hurt, who is a good friend of mine, and I love working with him. And that one's going to be really fun. I play the right hand man to the owner of a drug cartel.
Okay.
So she's kind of like this adorable badass secret weapon sort of a character, which is very fun.
I'm excited to see them both.
Thanks, Gracie.
Yeah, but thank you so much for doing this interview. It was so great to talk to you and meet you, and have fun at the premiere tonight.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.